I haven't seen the sign like in the last few days. Is it done? You've been by?
If it's finished, it was just
It's not
today.
finished.
It's not finished. I know it's even close
It's
to the
got to
top.
be real
It's
close.
really near. It looks great. I'm
Because
so
when I
excited.
left at 4 today, it really looked like it was
That's what I thought.
done on
I
the
thought
front side.
maybe you're
It's
doing the
looking
last row. Oh
I
wow.
think I got that in a minute.
Yeah, because they're stacking the top row, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, so he
Okay.
actually finished it out, and then he's fixed it.
And then
I just-
on
we just
the
can't
back
start early
side, there's
because-
just like a little bit like, where's that
That's-
post?
The
Oh,
public has to know when you.
have you seen this?
You're-
Yeah, I
You're
have.
not.
It's beautiful.
No, I do.
Okay.
We went by when it was like they had just put on the words,
So it's time
and
work.
then I went back a few
Let's
days
get
later. I'm like,
started,
it's almost done. I didn't realize we were
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call. Michelle,
Here.
Annie,
Here.
Brett, here, Justin, Kim.
Here.
Yes. Any questions with the agenda? I have one. I don't see a time frame for the executive sessions.
Well, you'll just have to call that when you get to it.
Mhm.
It's like you'll make a motion to go in executive session for X amount of
Okay.
minutes.
3
Okay.
hours.
Please.
Said the guy that gets paid by the hour.
Yeah.
Well, that's what 3 minutes is for Todd. When he bills it.
I have trouble with time today. Time is relative. Where are we at? You need a second for that?
And then
I need,
no
I
motion.
didn't have the motion yet.
On the,
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Brett to approve the agenda as written, seconded by Michelle. Any further discussion? Those in favor? Those opposed?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes of June 12th, 2003 by Brett, seconded by who?
Michelle.
Michelle. Any further discussion? Those in favor? Those opposed? Passes 4-0.
I'll move to approve appropriation 1508.
No reason to wait, right?
Right.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion to approve the appropriation ordinance 1508 by Brett, seconded by Tim. It's a roll call vote. Michelle,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
and Tim.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, any public concerns?
Woo-hoo.
We haven't
Yeah.
got much of a public tonight, just
We don't.
2 regulars here.
All right,
Hi, regulars.
all right, department reports. Lisa?
Just briefly, the budget, which I've got the proposed amended down farther in the agenda, but I assume will exceed the revenue neutral rate this year because, so you have to have a special hearing. And the revenue neutral rate that is established by the county clerk is 46. Yeah. 46.224 mils, and our mill levy rate last year for the city was 49.202. So just, I don't know if we can have the hearing for the revenue neutral rate and the amended budget the same night or not. I'll check with people. just to see. I couldn't, but
What, I guess I don't understand why isn't that revenue neutral rule? I mean, the revenue neutral thing, that doesn't change.
it just says if you plan to exceed the net revenue neutral rate, you have to have a hearing.
Yeah. I thought that
So,
was the same time as the regular budget for those two.
well, we have to have that information to the county clerk by July 20th.
Okay.
And your publication of your normal budget is in August. August 21st, the budget's due to the county clerk, if not exceeding the revenue neutral rate. So just some budget stuff that we need to be aware of and looking at probably the next meeting of doing some things at the latest, the 24th of July. I mean, I've sent this information to April, the
Yeah. Well, I mean, the revenue neutral rule should be just like an annual thing as far as I know. I mean, every year that they establish it, you have to say if you're gonna exceed it.
right.
Normally, you do say you're gonna exceed it even if you don't end up actually doing it.
Okay.
Just because you end up giving the notice to people in that way. Because
I
if
can
you
hardly go, we
don't,
never do this, so
Yeah,
I
but-
just, this is something new for me, cause it's just something that's happened within the last few years with the,
the benefit of it is if you do that, say you're gonna exceed it and you decide not to, you at least had the notice of it. And they've had a chance, as opposed to if you need to exceed it and you didn't give them notice, you can't. So.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just our mill levy is like 3 mills higher than what the revenue neutral rate is, so
you could probably make a safe assumption. You're probably
Yeah.
not doing that.
otherwise you'd have to be cutting back somewhere, so just be cognizant that there'll be some stuff coming up with the budget in July. So,
Is that the first July meeting that covered it?
I'll have to check with April if it's gonna be July 10th. The latest to get that, I think it has to be almost. July 20th is the last day to notify the county clerk. So it will have to be the July 10th meeting.
Next meeting.
Yep.
These are notices that are going out. Okay.
This is farther in the,
I just look at the dates here.
yeah, and that's farther in the agenda. I'm not sure why you have 2 copies, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. Am I missing one? I guess we'll get to it.
Yeah,
Find
we
out.
will.
Okay. Do you have anything else to report?
I do not unless somebody has a question for me.
You have applications, they're down here on the,
Yeah, and the very last item on the agenda, and everyone should have a copy of the applicant
okay. All right,
for
thank you.
multiple positions.
Okay, Brett, Parks, Streets and Alleys.
I just had put on there, I just wanted to touch everybody up on the bathrooms. I had Lisa reach out to Whitaker to get a bid to see what it would cost to get them up and running. And his bid came back at around $1,000. But I ran it by Mike again and he said that he could fix the pipes. So that's exactly what he did. And then Lisa went down there and cleaned them. And so they are up and running.
Thank you.
Hey, they work, and I went down this
There's-
morning, and they're still clean and functional, so
And not-
Yeah.
they're
torn
not
up,
trashed. I posted some signs, just what you normally see in public bathrooms like that. So
Mhm.
hopefully, and I put it on my calendar, just go down and check it, once a week to make sure there's paper products and,
It's not
So-
all trashed up and clogged
Yeah.
up and,
like I said, I saved the city $1,000. There you go.
Can we have the guys use some of that money and get some paint and paint the inside of it a bright white or something to brighten it up a little bit on the inside?
I think there's more than that needs to be done. I think there's some minor wood repair replacement that needs to be done, and I'd like to see more lighting hooked up in there.
Yes.
Brett and I were talking, there's an old roof over there
Bathrooms are next project.
in the old bathroom that if you took that old roof that was probably from the original bathroom, I think it would make a lot more.
I think the whole thing needs stripped out. I mean, I would like to see it
Gutted and redone.
gutted and redone.
Well, definitely,
But,
but I
yeah,
think
I
the
mean,
simple
for
fix,
now.
if you took that roof that's just
Inside
from
the roof.
cleaning in there and stuff, the lighting is not good at all.
No.
And you guys are probably aware of that. But if you just took the roof that's rotted out that's in there, and you could probably do some different lighting that would make a tremendous improvement to the lighting situation in there.
We still need to bury the line and run new line for that. I know we've hit like a wall there, so we need to.
But anyway, the
Gotta
bathrooms
close
are
out.
functional. We should be good to go
But
for the
you're working on it.
4th,
For the,
for the
I mean,
UTV
we were.
ride.
Yeah.
You know.
Good.
And I had some curtain rods and an old shower curtain that we had used at a previous location personally, and I hung because one of the bathrooms and like a storage closet didn't have a door, and I just at least you get a little bit of privacy in the extra bathroom. So
Thank you very much.
On that, I did talk to Mike, and I'm still gonna get a bid from Whitaker to get stainless steel toilets because he said we usually run about one a year getting blown up. And if they're stainless steel, then they won't be able to do that. And when we did remodel the bathrooms, he said we could just lift those and reuse them in the new ones when we
Mhm.
had them. So I'm waiting on a bid from Whitaker for that.
Annie, I don't know what the progress is with the park
Mhm.
as far as funding for that sort of thing, but let's get with Holly and see if we can't get some type of help through the grant process.
I'd like to get our LMI survey done again so that we can try for CDBG if they put parks on again for next
We
year.
should have that information in the next couple of months.
Yeah, we need to because she said the applications are due in the fall, so we're gonna have to start rolling real fast. And I'm good for that stuff.
I'm not sure the process, but I don't think there's anything that we do. I think that's being done by someone else.
Well, we
The
still have to,
LMIs.
yeah, we pay them. Yeah, if we are hiring someone else, did you guys already tell them to do it?
No,
Okay, then
no, I
that's-
just had that impression that that's something that's coming out. I don't remember who they said it was providing that information, but I understood it to be August or September before we'd get it. And it would override whatever we currently have.
Okay, I'll reach out and see.
Yeah, sure. We can still find out about everything in that regard. Okay. Anything else, Brett? Sorry.
Just that the entrance sign's almost done. It's very little left. I bet it's probably done tomorrow if they work, and it's beautiful. I wanted to bring up the memorial down there again. I replaced this flag around Memorial Day, and we still need about 30 some bricks, like 36 or 39, I think was the last count before the memorial can be finished and sealed up so weather doesn't keep getting in it. And we need them sold so that they can be engraved before they're put up, which is why we can't put the bricks up right now. So if you know anybody that's a veteran, have family, you want to buy a brick, you can talk to Tiffany or anybody from the park board, I guess.
How much are the bricks?
I think they're up to like $35 now.
55.
55.
55.
Well, if you buy in bulk, you can get them cheaper, but at this point, we're doing individual or very little.
Right,
So
so
the price goes up. Yeah. It's been.
So as soon as we get those filled, then it will be done. We won't have to worry about it breaking down. The last thing is I noticed that they cut the dead pine trees down at the caretaker's house. I don't know who did that, but kudos to whoever did that. They cut the ones at the fire station down too. And then, is this where you wanted me to talk about what the information I was supposed to get for dock and shoreline?
I think that's gonna be part of the executive session, but
Okay. So the last thing is with the lake, we talked about the buoys, but we didn't make a motion to buy the supplies so that Jesse could get those placed for us. So we need to make a motion or remember to do that this meeting so that we can get that and get it done so he can place the rest of the buoys. And the last thing is that campsite, whatever is blowing.
I think I'm pretty fast.
You did?
But, yeah, because somebody was trying to park a 50 amp site and
And a
a 30 amp site, and I knew they were blowing.
all the sites.
I think we're more that.
That'll do it.
All right. That's all then.
So how many buoys are we talking about?
We have 4 in the, supply house.
And how many more do we need? Do you have any idea?
Well, there's 1 sitting outside and 4 in the supply house.
That's
So-
5 for
so-
sure.
Jesse said we needed 2 5-gallon buckets with cement to hold down 1 buoy and the chain.
Chain, cable, whatever it is that,
Right, the chain is what it's been.
So you need 2 5-gallon buckets per buoy?
Yeah, that is what he said. And then go hold them down.
and if Mike is building the anchor, whatever you call it, I know that he also likes to use rebar, stabs rebar through there. That way, if the bucket starts to drift, the rebar will grab the bottom and help hold it in place.
All right.
I did talk to Mike and he said nobody didn't say anything to him, so.
Well, no, because nothing's been decided. That's why.
The buoy that Jesse did place, he bought the chain with his own money, so we should reimburse him back
Yeah,
for that.
just need a receipt. I don't have a problem with that.
I think he Asker's lumber is up there.
I don't know where about it.
Okay, so we've got 5, and how many did Jesse say we needed altogether?
Well, there's 4 in the
Right.
supply house and then there's
One out front
one,
is 5.
and there's 1 outside that's the swim area buoy.
But do we need additionals?
So that makes 6.
But we have 6,
The
as I
4
understand.
that are in my
But she said there's an additional one in the
warehouse
swim area.
are the ones that came out of the lake.
Mhm.
The one that's sitting outside is the one that came out of the lake, so.
Do you know if it's damaged?
I don't know if you need extras. Some of them are holding water.
Okay, I'll come out and look at them and inspect them, or else I'll have Mike inspect them to see if they're water soluble or not. Not
Okay.
soluble, that's not the right word.
Right,
If they're
We don't want
buoyancy,
them.
if the buoyancy of the buoys will keep them above water, how's it? Okay,
What do you think, $1,000?
well,
If we don't have to buy buoys,
we don't have to buy
$1,000
buoys.
would be way more than enough.
Well, yeah,
If we do
they
have to
need
buy
the
them,
stickers.
we need what?
They need the stickers.
But there's different stickers too. Is it this? Some of them
Slow.
say no wake, some of them
They
say
need the
slow,
slow
some
wake
of them
zone.
say,
Stickers.
Shark.
I think she's saying that most of them she knows needs the slow wake.
Yes.
slow wake or no wake?
Slow
no
wake
wake.
zone. Slow wake zone is what they say.
And they have
No wake
reflector above and below it.
Wake boats will be mortared.
I ain't playing with them wake boats.
That'd be fun.
Julie, a few weeks ago, there was a concern about somebody speeding around out there. Did you ever find out who that was?
I knew who it was from the get go.
And was it addressed with them? Do you know? Okay. Has it happened since?
No,
Okay. If it does, let me know and I'll
But they
see to it
did-
that we get a letter to
they
them.
did do some damage. And they were staying at one of the Airbnbs. The only thing that we have done is now if somebody gets a boat permit and they're staying at Airbnb, we ask them what Airbnb they're staying at and ask their name and phone number. So that's the ramifications that we came up with.
All right. If you get any more, let me know with the information and I'll see to it that we get a letter to them advising them that this is their warning.
Yeah, 'cause that one, well,
Well, they probably won't be back. I mean, this was an Airbnb
right,
person that was staying, so they probably won't be back.
but it was Randy's son-in-law that had the trouble. It broke one of the cleats off of his boat, damaged part of his pontoon thing, kind of scuffed it up. I'm like, well, I called sheriff.
Were there other docks and boats damaged in the same cove?
I don't know, but that guy was ripping and tearing through there. And I finally got a hold of him as he was going across the lake. I used my God-given bullhorn and went, hey! And said, you need to slow down and go through those coves. So, whether he did or not is beyond me, but he'd already done the damage, so.
Lisa, over a month ago, I think we asked.
Who?
Over a month ago, I think that we had mentioned that we were gonna have Mike go fix the cameras out there, or work on them at least.
Okay.
Has that ever taken place?
Mm-mm.
Mike can't fix them. I can get on them and they say they need the administration password. I don't know the administration password. Dave Dunbar doesn't know the administration password. The only way that we can do that is having Chris come out there and reset the administration password. But as far as the public knows,
We're still up and running.
until now,
Well, until now.
those cameras work.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't have any way to go back. I don't have any way to look.
Let's get Chris out here.
Well, and I don't think he can do anything with the cameras, but I will ask him.
I mean,
I don't think that was part of.
it's been over a year and a half that they haven't worked. I mean,
Oh yeah,
to
they
be
didn't work last year
truthful.
either.
So can you just rip it out and put a different system in if that's like, if we can't figure it out?
You should
then
be able
just-
to reset.
As I
I
say, you
would
should
think.
There
just
should
be
be
able
some
to
way to
redo.
reset it.
It just, I think Chris
But I
mentioned
don't
something
know
about
how.
that at some point, and he doesn't have control, or I'll double check with him. I'll ask him.
Yeah, we need to get that up and running.
So you don't have a manual on them, that wasn't with them or anything?
Chris told me there might be a reset button on there, but I didn't see one, so
Usually it's just a little pinhole,
yeah.
and you have to know where it is to kind of hide it.
And that
Feel
light's
free
still
to
not
come out and
working.
climb on my ladder and look
You want
for
me
it.
to replace the bulb and
The lights didn't ever get mounted on the side, outside.
No,
of the
those
Oh
are-
yeah, I got all kinds of lights out there now. Thank you, Tim. All kinds of lights.
but the big pole light that we had the light bulb fixed in, it doesn't work again.
Oh, really? The one that we hired
Right.
Michael to?
Oh no, there's one on the where they take a shower. There's one on.
No,
where they
Julie,
take a
the
photo
pole
on.
behind your camper, that light's not working. We paid
Oh,
someone.
it's not working again. I have no
Anyway.
idea.
Now, do you have access to that fella that fixed that light? Maybe you
do.
can check it out for us and see what the problem was
I'll ask
or
him.
is. Maybe it's something simple as a light bulb. Maybe, I don't know.
I think it's blowing.
Guess what?
I would assume that it's blowing rooms, because we just put one in, so it should,
Blowing the bulb.
yeah, it shouldn't need another one that quickly. I mean, that was at the end of the season last year.
Well, I had to have Mike come out.
If the power is flaky on and off though, that'll cause service, it'll do it.
I had to have Mike come out.
And you were having issues with that.
Right, they just, fixed the box to plug in so that when it rained, it didn't blow.
And how are the electrical issues at the campsites? Are they up and running?
Better.
They're better?
Mike has been very good about coming out and if
Good.
we needed something,
Good.
doing it. Yes.
Very good. Okay. Before we move on, you were talking about buoys. Are you making any motions to allocate any money for buoys for Jesse to work on them, or what's going on with that?
I mean, right now I think there's 6, so I'll move to approve $600, $100 a piece. And material, that's more than enough.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Brett to approve up to $600 for repair of buoys, and seconded by Tim. Are we going to have Jesse do the work,
I'll let
or
Jesse
just
know.
Mike
Yeah, he said he'd do it
Mike
for
and
free.
Jesse combination? What's going to happen here?
So Jesse will make them or just place them?
Place.
Place
He's not
them.
gonna
Okay,
make
So
the
we'll need
con-
Mike to make
Sure.
He's
them.
not
Okay.
gonna make the concrete.
All right. Okay. So we have a We have a motion by by Brett, to allocate up to $600 for buoy repair, seconded by Tim. Is there any further discussion on that? Those in favor? Okay, that passes 4-0. Okay, I don't see any purchase requests or work orders to review here.
I will throw out that we are having the turtle race on July 4th at 10 a.m. in the park. Bring your own turtle.
No dinner.
On the 4th, Annie, is that what you said?
You can
On
eat
the 4th.
You can eat the turtles after the thing.
No, not this year. Which last year we didn't either. So.
Oh.
Don't eat the turtles. Put the turtles back where you got them from.
Yes. What do they live like in a 2 square mile area? Is that how?
I forget.
Something like that.
Let's
What'd you
go
say,
right
Ken?
back where.
I've heard. It's not much.
Okay, anything else going on July 4th at the park, Andy, for?
No, not for us. I'm not running anything else. So if anybody else wants to pick that up, go for it.
Okay. All right, just move on. New city business, dock permit, 344 Lakeshore Drive.
Here's a brief explanation on the back of that application. If anybody has any questions, this was just approved for a transfer a few meetings ago.
Did they have any structures that they needed to start paying for or remove when we transferred it?
There's an oversized, they have an oversized dock and a deck. And so they're just removing the oversized dock and going to the standard 20 by 24.
By 12.
We already approved this though, right?
No, this,
Approve the move.
you approved the transfer
Oh.
of the oversized dock.
Okay, well, I want to approve them getting rid of the oversized dock and putting in the legit sized. So I move to approve.
I second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Tim to approve the dock permit at 344 Lakeshore Drive, seconded by Michelle. Any further discussion? Those in favor? Okay, it's approved.
You'll have to let Robin know that she'll need to check it when it's completed.
Okay.
All right, tree removal, Jeff Washburn, 3 Windermere Way.
He sent an email with pictures attached, so you should have copies of that.
I've driven by it, so my opinion is that some of these bigger trees need to be left. They're half grown now. If there's some underbrush in there, as long as he's not like stripping it clean, I mean, I wouldn't mind if he cut some of the underbrush out or whatever, but
He says it's next to his property. Is it not actually on his property?
Doesn't sound like it.
No, it's on
So-
city property.
Is that what it is?
it's going down to the spillway. It's that corner when if you were coming from the
Okay.
things going to the spillway
See
to
up there
go
where
up
the
over
Quonset
the dam.
is?
It's
Well,
that curve
no.
there where
To the south.
Oh, it is a little crazy.
where Judy
To the
lives.
south.
So you see where I'm talking, like these big
But it's
trees
still
that are
in
getting
that
established.
Area.
I do have a problem cutting them down to some of this brush, and I've driven by some of the poison ivy. If he wants to get that out, like I don't have a problem with that.
What kind of trees are these?
Yeah, I'd like to know what kind of trees they are. If they're just a willow or an elm, I wouldn't have a problem with it. If they're an oak or some kind of a substantial tree, then
This looks
I
like
have a
it.
different opinion. I need more information.
Just drive by.
Yep, I know where they are now.
You know what kind of trees are?
I see we table it.
Motion paper.
One is a cottonwood.
Move to table.
Decisive
July
action.
10th?
We need more.
Yeah.
You need a motion for that?
We got
Yes,
one.
Yeah, we got it.
We have a motion to table it to July 10th for more information. Michelle, did you second that? Nobody?
I'm sure you did.
I did.
You know, but I will.
Thank you.
I thought I
You
heard
did?
somebody. I
I
thought I heard somebody say it, so
I
I
didn't say anything.
apologize. I thought I heard somebody say it. Okay, motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion to table the tree removal request from Jeff Washburn until July 10th. Seconded by Michelle. We need more information from this information, from what we have.
Second it.
Seconded by Michelle. Any further discussion? Those in favor? Okay, those opposed, passes.
Because one of those really does look like a
Cassell.
crappy spruce or whatever.
KMGA Board of Directors appointments.
This is pretty much just a technicality. Obviously, Mike's on there because of gas. This is, yeah,
Right.
Kansas Municipal Gas Association, so.
I
just
moved to,
An
Mike
alternate
appointed.
for the alternate.
There's an alternate. We need to
Yeah,
replace the
you'll- well,
alternate.
but it'll be two separate motions,
so
one
can
for
it be
the,
Lisa?
It could be.
Well, I'm just saying Stephanie was the backup.
and it could, I mean, it could be a council member, it can be another employee, it doesn't matter, it's just, There's probably two different- motions, one for the director and one for the alternate.
Didn't it say there's a 2-year thing on this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, director served 2 years. Terms, that's right.
Well, I have no knowledge of the gas system.
I mean, would Mike or would Jim be an alternate, or would that
He
be?
could, yeah.
It could be, sure.
I mean,
I mean, he has knowledge of the gas system, right?
for a temporary.
Just right
Yeah,
above that.
yeah.
They encourage your governing body to select an individual that has knowledge of your gas system.
Yeah, 'cause
Would if they drew.
I think he's fine too, though.
Okay, we did have a motion, but we didn't get a second to retain Mike as
Is
director.
somebody gonna have, is somebody gonna have to know some of the billing or whatever, like the city clerk? And I'm just trying to guess why we didn't have one of the other guys before and we had the
You
city
know, I'm
clerk.
thinking back in the day, there was always whoever the gas person was and a council member, so I don't think it matters a whole lot. Just needs to be somebody, employee, governing body.
It also says here the alternate only attends. It doesn't say it only attends, but basically the alternate only attends in a situation where the director cannot attend.
Well, if we're doing council, it'd be
So-
one of you three, because we're up for election this year. If we want to go that road.
That just means you get it for 6 more months. And if you don't get reelected, then we have to appoint somebody else.
Well, true. I guess you can do whatever. I'm
I'll
not
go with Jim.
volunteering.
I'll move for Jim.
Well, let's start with the director first as far as
Okay.
Mike.
I'll second his.
So you're moving to
I'm-
appoint Mike as the director.
Yes.
And Jim as the.
No, you can't. You have
Two
to do it
separate
separate.
motions.
I'll
We have to
second
do
his
separate.
first motion.
Okay.
Okay, so motion by Brett to accept Mike Bone as or appoint Mike Bone as the director for the KMGA's Board of Directors, seconded by Tim. Those in favor, or any further discussion, first of all?
No.
Okay, those in favor? Those opposed? Okay,
And I moved to have Jim be the. is it
Alternate.
I'll second it.
now do we need his permission? His willingness?
We can ask, I guess. I think it's fine to do it.
Well, you can appoint him, and if he chooses to
Declines.
decline, then
Then we'll do it again.
Yep.
Okay, all right. Okay, we have a motion to appoint Jim Weir as the alternate for the KMGA Board of Directors in the event that Mike is unable to attend, seconded by Tim. Any further discussion? Those in favor? Okay. That one passes 4-0. Okay, next up, cancellation policy for camping.
I mean, Justin was the only one that forwarded something to me. Brett had a few comments, but I didn't get anything in writing, so I don't know if we want to move on Justin's suggestions or come up with something different.
I still think that if they're booking one of the 3 holidays, they know going in we're mandatorily have 4-day booking, and that it's such a coveted time and hard, people get left out, and then hard to, auction them off after somebody canceled. So I would propose that no cancellation or no refunds be given to people for holiday cancellations.
Now we had somebody cancel today for the 4th of July weekend, and then we pulled it right off.
Personally,
Did you,
go ahead.
how did you fill it right off? Did you have a list that you went down?
Yes.
I still feel that it's the holiday and we're
Yeah.
refund.
I
I
guess
think
step one, how much notice do you think is required for a full refund? I would
That's
say.
what I was gonna.
Yeah.
There's no date, there's no
That's
timeline on
awfully
this.
close to the holiday.
How much time ahead do you think?
what is today?
I don't know. I don't know that, Julie.
4 days till the day they're supposed to be there.
Right.
That's
I think 4 days is plenty of notice. I think if they cancel on the day of they're supposed to be there,
Are you talking on a regular day or on one of the big holidays?
Just the holidays. I
just
thought.
the holidays.
Okay. 4-day notice is plenty to get it filled.
Absolutely, because I already had a cancellation, had it filled. So
Remind
So
me.
when-
Was it somebody that was out there when you opened up this year that didn't get a camp spot?
no.
So how is the list made, I guess is what I'm asking, just because people are gonna be asking questions of what's the precedent and what gets you at the top of the list and how you make your list.
Well, people call in and say, "Hey, if you get a cancellation, can you write me down and then call me?" I had one gal who had cancellation. If anybody has a cancellation, call me. Called her. She didn't answer. She didn't answer until 6 o'clock this evening. So by that time, I had another person that wanted to rent that spot. So I rented it.
My question on all that is, if I'm the camper and I cancel, and Tim's the next in line and he takes that spot, do I lose my fees through Astra and then he has to pay Astra to reset a thing up, or is he just
You're still gonna lose some. You're gonna lose $13.50.
okay? I just want to make sure everybody understands that.
Yeah,
It's not
you're gonna lose $13.50.
it's
no
not
matter
Tim
what.
paying me
If
to
you
take
cancel.
my spot.
Yeah, he's not.
Right.
That could take place, but it'd have to happen under the table.
Well,
Exactly.
but that's I'm just wanting to know how this is
Yeah, if
processed.
Tim wanted to pay you and take your spot, then that's come off my numbers.
Right.
If you cancel to Astra, they're gonna take $13.50. And then
Charge him when he goes through Astra to set it up.
then they charge the next person.
I feel a little leery about only a 4-day window in there. I feel like,
I do too, because they know how coveted it is, because they all went online at 6 o'clock before it was even open to the public to register to get these, and then they decide that they want to cancel.
a week before.
I mean, there's people in town that I know wasn't asked to be put on a list to be called, so they're X'd out. Unless the person said, call me if somebody cancels, they weren't given the option to be put on a list.
Yes, but at the same time, I mean, what are you gonna do?
And then there's
Yeah,
there's
right.
always situations where
Yeah,
emergencies come up
it
and
goes on and on.
You're right, and I don't think other lakes have the list that you so graciously had.
Right.
You didn't have to do that. But
I'd rather have somebody in that spot than nobody in that spot.
Absolutely. And as of now, I mean, the city made $10 anyway for the cancellation fee. Astra made the $3.50, and they're gonna make the $3.50 off of the person who rented it again.
I want to shoot for a week. If it's a big holiday weekend, you should know within a week if you're going to be there or not.
My week is 5 days, which
I think 4 days is.
A week is
Plenty.
7 days.
I think 4 days. I mean, hasn't there been a time that you've been gonna go camping and then something comes up, a family thing, whatever?
Somebody dies.
I've already paid for camping sites twice this year that I haven't been able to get to, so.
Trust me, I just lost a lot of money this
Yeah.
The forecast.
I've lost more in Colorado
Comes
than
from-
anywhere.
No, I'm not going.
I don't know. In my opinion, 4 days is more than enough time to find someone else to rent it.
Well, you rent the sites out, you know more about it than I do.
Well, that's generally how it works. I mean, especially over the 4th of July weekend. I mean, somebody is going to come in there and rent it because they are coveted.
So you have to cancel within 96 hours or no refund.
That sounds fantastic.
Prior to
Prior to
96 hours, you
96.
get whatever the regular cancellation fee will
And
be.
if you can't find somebody on the list, you'll cover it yourself, right?
No, we'll just not give a refund back.
No, if you can't find somebody to
Did you say
camp.
more than 96 hours, you get a refund?
I'm just
Is that what you
saying,
You
if
get
you can't
refund
find
minus-
somebody on your list to camp,
minus your
is the city out the
$3.50
money,
plus the $10,
or are you gonna cover it?
Tell
whatever,
somebody to come on.
Registration.
Camp.
whatever the normal is. The
Okay.
top-
So
This
if it
top
happens,
paragraph
the
talks
city's
about
gonna
the
cover it.
$10 and the $3.50.
Right.
Nobody's still got money.
I say that applies up until that
Still getting
4 day.
$10.
Let me ask this question, just throw it out there. We have 2 more holidays coming up that we're concerned with, July 4th and Labor Day. Do you have a waiting list for both holidays?
I do have one for July 4th, not one for Labor Day yet.
Nothing yet.
Can I be the first one on that list?
For Labor Day?
Well,
Well, to me, the list should
I
have
can
been
make
started that people that have already been calling or that showed up and it was already rented. You see how we're gonna be getting bad?
I would
feelings
think
here.
that those people would make that note when they are turned down. It's full, okay? Same with me going to the doctor. Doctor appointment's full on.
Can you call me when you have an opening?
Call me when you have an opening,
That's exactly what we
exactly.
got going on.
That's fine.
Don't put me on that list.
So after 96 hours, no refund at all
That wouldn't look right.
on holidays.
Correct. After
Less than
96
90, less than 96
Less
hours.
than 96
No
hours,
refund.
No refund.
you might as well come camp.
So
And I'm not sure if Lisa needs to set that up for Mary Jane. I will let her know.
That's my motion.
and then what about normal days?
Normal days, I like his first paragraph.
Okay.
What's the
So the
first
first paragraph is normal,
Mm-hmm.
it's as is, the second paragraph.
$10
what are you
is
changing?
their
What are
cancellation.
you changing?
The first paragraph.
There's not changing, he's just adding.
He's basically just
Okay.
saying
There was no.
you get a refund minus the fees.
Okay,
the booking
that's-
fees,
I just
cancellation,
wasn't
$10 cancellation plus.
I'm
The
just
record
saying-
of what you're saying.
Just put that 96-hour window in there where there's no refund.
So that's for normal days, holidays, you can lose. So I guess make sure people know that.
Does anybody agree with me?
I think that's fine.
Will you second it?
I will second. Oh, go for it. Go.
Okay, motion is made to amend the special cancellation policy for holidays by
And
Tim,
Lisa, you got all that?
seconded by Michelle, as
Here,
recorded by Lisa.
I wrote a short note if you need.
I did too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Those in favor? Those opposed? That passes.
This one's for the birds.
Here's the next one.
The ducks.
Ordinance 589, chickens and ducks.
Let's get them in a row. How many how many you want?
Lisa, what was the square footage again that you said? That lady that was coming in that was requesting the duck said how many square
Well, the
feet?
ducks, she said, her research said 4 square feet per duck.
That's an awful lot.
And for chickens?
They do need more space.
Just what I researched online, I just asked how much area does 8 chickens need, and basically a 10 by 12 foot area for 8 chickens.
Wow, that seems small.
It does. We have way more than that
120 square feet.
for our big
I mean,
chickens.
I think I shared that link with everybody when I first did that, but
I remember that.
Again, I'm in favor of raising the number of chickens. but I don't have a hard number in mind. But I've heard Marcia come in here for years talking about wanting it raised, and I'm not a chicken.
It's 8
farmer.
now.
It's
Yeah.
it's currently
It's
8.
currently 8,
And the only reason that
for
Marcia
the
wanted
rotational.
more is for rotational purposes, because after 3 or 4 years, their production just drops.
Are you 12? Or are you thinking more?
I was thinking 12, no more than 12.
Okay, total combined chickens
Combined.
and ducks.
So
12.
they could have 12 ducks or 12 chickens or 1 chicken and 11 ducks,
What do you
whatever.
think?
So then the
I guess
square
I'm right.
footage of the
12
coop's
is
gonna
fine
have
with
to
me.
raise from
Well,
that.
we don't
Based on
have, we
12.
don't currently have any size restriction in the ordinance or the city code.
And I want to rewrite the code just for that. I think everybody has adequate space.
I mean, that
So the
is,
person that doesn't.
that is not in the
There
code,
was a
so it's
person
just,
down by the
it
radio
was just a
pens that had
question
their
that was
ducks in a
raised,
cage.
so.
I mean, technically, that's where probably our eggs come from, is a cage anyway. According to my dad growing up, you know, they just put them in a
On
cage.
game warden then.
But
Yeah,
I guess my
that worked out for
suggestion would
you.
be to adopt this ordinance and then research more if you really wanna put a restriction on
Space.
size,
Yeah.
space.
so
I'm not too excited about the wording of section 4. To own no more than X chickens or X ducks. I guess that's right.
Yeah.
What are you putting 12 under each spot? No more than 12 chickens or 12 ducks. The
Yeah.
number of such shall not
12
exceed a
chickens,
combined
12
total
ducks.
of 12.
So you could
But-
have 6 ducks or 6 chickens or
I
4
think
or
that-
8 or.
About 10.
Now, when that
Or
gal
the
was in here talking
combination
about
total
or
allergic
the chickens
chickens,
there, though.
so she wanted duck eggs.
Mhm.
She said that there's a special duck that doesn't. Like,
A
It just says in
hissing
there,
duck.
hissing
I
duck.
don't hear
Okay,
I
did
take
we?
roosters too.
It's
I
in
don't
there,
mind the
section
noise
3,
at all.
very last.
I hear cows from my house. I don't know why roosters are such a big
Coyotes
deal.
are louder than the
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then I say in section 4 in the blank lines, we put 12, 12, and 12.
12.
I'm down with
And then I
that.
move to approve ordinance 589.
Hey, I just have a question because I don't raise any animals at all.
Sure.
Are hissing ducks harder or exceedingly more expensive than other ducks to get? Because that would be my question.
It was, I
Todd?
just,
They're not a giant pain in the butt, are they?
well, that was just the
I don't have
suggestion
a
that the
clue.
girl.
and I know
said.
she said I could just
know
get
the
hissing
talking
ducks.
are more expensive.
Oh, yeah,
All
they
the
are,
two
yeah.
kinds.
I mean, ducks are loud, so I don't have a problem with leaving it as hissing. I just didn't know if there was any prohibitive.
They're not venomous too, are they? I've
Those
heard
are
of a venomous duck.
platypus.
They are. My motion
Never mind. I'll
stands.
do my own research on it, I guess.
My motion stands to approve 589.
We still don't want roosters.
Still no roosters. I've had people contact me and tell me I don't want roosters.
Well, it'd be nice if they contacted us. So I,
Yeah, it would be nice. Not that he's not,
not that I don't trust you. Tim.
right, not that that,
I've
but it'd be
never had
nice
it as well.
for them to come to the council meeting and say, hey,
Tell me if you don't. Want
Honestly, people go to who they want to go to who they think their name's gonna keep out, and they don't wanna stand in front of here.
I don't mind that.
In the same situation as Tim multiple times.
I
with.
just hear the opposite, so I just.
And
am
if you don't
curious.
say something, they're gonna be upset that you didn't say anything, so.
I've heard 3 people tell me no roosters, 2 people tell me they want roosters.
Okay.
One of them I'm married to. I'm on the no rooster side though.
Are you a
Hey,
neighbor
rooster.
then?
I married a rooster lover.
oh, you're a rooster.
Close.
Okay.
Get more eggs.
Well, then that's a chicken for another story, I suppose,
Okay.
another day.
All right, I'll second that as it is then. We're
All
not
right.
changing it.
12, 12, and 12 in section 4.
Yes.
Okay, motion by Tim to accept ordinance number 589 or to approve ordinance 589.
So we've added ducks.
Section 4, 12 chickens, 12 ducks. Combination cannot exceed 12. And the motion was seconded by Annie. Any further discussion?
Yes,
Okay.
roll call vote.
Roll call vote. But no further discussion, right?
No.
No.
Okay, Michelle,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
motion passes.
I wonder how long it'll take for people to have 12 and then want us to up it to 16 because they need their 12 that can consistently lay and rotate.
Right. It'll
It's
probably
a
come
dozen
up.
a day, come on.
Well, if they're smart, they will not throw all 12 out there at one time. Okay.
It's really only a 6-month delay for the next
Lost my agenda now, but I do it.
set normally.
We are now at the building permit in the city.
Okay, all right.
I think that this is the Van Sickle.
Building permit for the city.
Is this property in compliant with all other ordinances that we have?
To my knowledge.
Did you take pictures or Robin go down to the property? I mean, it says
No.
14 foot from the middle of the alley, and I really thought that it was more than 14 foot.
That's what I'm concerned with.
Mine had to be 20.
That's what I was thinking. It was like 20 or 25.
Well, I
not
reached out
14.
to Wabunsee County zoning and a fence can go on the property line.
It's generally the agreed location. There's no
So-
setbacks on buildings and accessory structures. Usually don't apply to fences.
Well then. What's the fence gonna look like? Let's see, where's the wood?
It's a wood
Anybody know where the
privacy
property
fence.
is?
It's next to me, I think.
No, it's not.
No, this is on Second Avenue.
Oh, you're right. I know people all the time about it. Just
Behind
kidding.
Haley's house, which would be the old Benton house. Behind Haley Waller's.
Oh,
There's a
Right,
fence on
right,
two
more
sides,
stuff.
basically. She's just wanting to complete a fence to.
Can we move to approve it
contain the
upon somebody inspecting it to make sure that it's in code?
I
No.
don't know what that, yeah, it's too open-ended, I think. I think you can do it with a stated contingency, but, I mean, a certain contingency, but I don't think you can.
You know
What's
why
your
she wants
concern
it
about,
fixed?
Brett?
Huh?
What's
Yeah,
your
what is the
concern
word?
contingent upon what?
I'm not taking that forward. I'm not doing it.
what do you want to have Robin look at it before we approve it? Like go look at where it's gonna go.
She's not our public officer, though. I mean, I guess we could
Well,
ask her to
could she
do it.
just share jobs until we replace that role? I mean, what's the?
She's not interested in it, and I asked her.
Okay.
We have an application. Maybe we can hire her.
This is why I didn't want two of these jobs. Anyway.
I
uh,
don't understand the hang up, Brett. I wish you would be clear. I'm missing something clearly.
yeah, I don't know. 14 feet from the alley and then down the property.
I thought it seemed like it was too close to the alley, but if our lawyer, which I'm sure everything he says is correct,
Well, I
I
don't
will
know
follow
about
the leader.
that.
Whichever way you lead.
Really, they're just adding this bottom section then. Because this says existing fence, so they're on the property line already.
I moved to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the Van Sickles request for structure permit at 205 East, second by Tim, seconded by Annie. Any further discussion? Those in favor? Those opposed? It passes.
It's not her.
Okay, Lisa, do you want to talk about the amended budget proposal?
Yeah, I mean, I've reviewed the funds and this is the only one that, well, you've already exceeded the budget authority of 130 that was set for 2023.
Am I missing a copy? Because I've got two.
I don't,
It's the 2-page thing.
oh, wait a minute.
It's a budget.
Maybe it's buried here somewhere.
There's a staple piece of paper. That's it.
Anyway, I projected what revenues still might be coming in, and so I've proposed to amend the budget to allow to spend up to 190,000, depending on the cash. And there's no action that needs tonight. I'll just need to know if we can have the hearing. We could have it as early as July 10th. I set July 24th on here just because the way the template makes you put a date in there. If somebody has other suggestions, I'm open to whatever we might, but
And this hearing is where we just open the hearing, we vote to approve, we close the hearing, move on.
I move for the 10th. Is that what you said?
we
Yes.
could do it. I would need to get it to the newspaper quickly because you have to have a 10-day notice from the publication in the paper to when the hearing's held. So
You
if
have
I
time.
get it, look, she would publish the 29th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I get it to her tomorrow and she can publish it, then July 10th would be acceptable.
If you can't get it in time, let us all know.
I will do that.
Then it would be the 24th.
I'm just
Yeah,
thinking get it done
holidays and
and
stuff.
over.
No, if she can publish it this week, then our 10-day,
Window will work. You're
29th.
correct. Yes,
So-
you're correct.
29, 30, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we should be good if she can publish it this week.
Do you want to put it out just in case?
I'll let you know if she can't get it in tomorrow. I mean, it's not,
'Cause it
if she
won't-
can't do it the 10th, we'll do it the 10th.
Typically Mondays are deadline. That's why I concern
Well, I
myself with
think it's
that.
actually, because I think it's tomorrow like at 10.
10 tomorrow, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we should be good. So, we'll go for the 10th.
Can you second on that?
Okay, next up on the agenda is the Kramer agreement. KDOT gas line transmission replacement.
This is south of town about, how far is it, Brett?
Is it all the way down?
No, it's just right south by Diane Turnbull's.
It's like a mile and a half. A mile.
But KDOT's absorbing all the expense because they're replacing that bridge.
Nice of them.
So we need to approve this, or
Well,
what do we need to do?
I haven't looked at it yet. And there's a contract.
I'm gonna have it in there for you.
Yeah, you,
Okay.
no, you didn't.
Yeah,
you
I
haven't
just
got
got
back it.
I just got it today.
And I looked at it in between discussions.
Maybe we should have Mike come explain it. Just because I know that his property, the properties they're going through are my parents and his family. I think it's family trust property or maybe his aunt's property. So he was privy to all of that discussion with all of those people. I don't know if we want to know that before we do anything.
Well, here's my
So
quick
what's
look at
that?
it. There's two things that just jump out that are becoming common in engineering contracts. Number one is they're not doing any inspections. Maybe Mike's probably good enough for you guys in this instance to be kind of the inspector of the construction. But that's kind of the hidden thing is they have both, they're doing the work, they're setting up plans, they're putting it all out there, but they're also attempting to make sure that they're not actually on the hook for anything that happens in the construction. Meaning if there's some defect or some problem, they want to be able to distance themselves. So how they do that is they don't put up, they have a lot of restrictions on their resident project inspector, meaning their inspector is there to watch, to see how the weather is that day and how much pipe was put in the ground. And that's it. They're not there looking to see the seals are done right or whatever. They're not nitpicking things or telling people how to do things. Hands off.
So who's responsible for all this after work's completed? If it gets
Yeah.
bad, are we
Seal
responsible?
Yeah, yeah, you guys are responsible.
Well,
city's
gas line
responsible.
safety.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing.
Monetary is.
Like I said, there's two things. One, there really isn't anybody inspecting for the city under this contract that answers to the city. Now, you can solve that if you have Mike or somebody there who's gonna be able to be involved, but you need to make sure you have that person there. The second thing is they limit liability. They take out incidental and consequential damages, and they indicate that the limit of their liability is the amount of total money that's is charged under the contract. Meaning, I don't know how much they're getting for this, but there's a number in there. But whatever that is, that's their liability limit. So if one of these things blows up and causes $1 million worth of injury damage, if they,
It'll be blowing up our house if it blows.
yeah, and if they charge you guys $100,000 for all design, that's their limit.
They're taking 70 feet from the front door anyway.
So,
I mean, we can put this on for July 10th meeting. Like I said, I just got this email this morning.
well, we fought against that provision. I want you to understand the repercussions of that. This is insurance. Just about everybody's doing it. Arlo West, PEC, all the big boys putting this in there. And why is that? Because they can then, their insurance goes down. And by relation, your cost goes down. So they say to us, they say, well, we're fine with going back with the old language that says we're fully liable. It's just their insurance premiums go up, we charge more. True, untrue? Who knows? But that's the fact of the matter.
Well, the more I contract work out, the less faith I have in the average worker. So
Hey, no.
I'm thinking I want you to lawyer this up.
Okay.
And
And I
also,
want Mike there.
I want, yes.
yeah, I don't have a problem with that either.
I have no faith in the
Well,
average
let's-
worker.
Let's check with Mike too, because if that's, he ought not be committed beyond his ability to work it. Because that's a hell of a deal too, because
I don't want to rest it on his shoulders.
yeah, that's what it is. I mean, basically, one of two things you have, it might be the case that you have a double shot. You have your own inspector and you have, I mean, if KDOT's gonna pay for this, KDOT can pay for, your guys' inspector.
So I'm gonna throw this out there because I'm not following everything. Where does it say that KDOT's paying for this?
I didn't see that.
And all I see is on here is that the basic agreement, owner shall pay under 101A, the last sentence, owner shall pay engineer for services as set forth in paragraphs 701, and they crossed out 702. And I look at 701, there's $100,000, close to $100,000 that looks to me like us as the owners has to pay the engineer.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I want to sign something like that unless I know for sure where our money's coming from.
Look at his.
What if I'll take a check?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's unfair to have KDOT have something in writing telling you guys what they're gonna do with the argument.
Yeah, we need more information.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think
And I don't know who
And
Terry Cook is, so that guy ain't signing it. I know that.
I mean, his email, I didn't print off it says attached for council's action is our agreement for engineering services for the KDOT gas line replacement project. This project will be funded by KDOT. After the city executes our agreement, please return it to me and we will forward it to KDOT and they will prepare an agreement for the city to execute, covering the project costs.
That's from
Yeah.
Mike.
No, that's from Ben Kramer.
I don't know
That
why.
might be backwards the way we want to do it.
Yeah, I would think so too. I would think this agreement would exclude us from paying anything. And then they can
Well, I
deal with
think,
that.
but to his defense, they have to, KDOT does do it this way. They like to keep up appearances that this really isn't, they're really paying for this in some ways. I mean, it's crazy, but that doesn't sound odd to me. What it sounds odd to me is that we're gonna sign this agreement with Kramer before we know what we're even doing.
Yeah,
KDOT.
Yeah.
And we can at least have somebody, KDOT, give us an agreement. We know what it is, and I don't see why we wouldn't have KDOT on the hook before we even.
well, I agree, yes. What
Well, at
happens if KDOT says, I don't want to do it? I don't want to sign an agreement. And we've already got an agreement signed and we'd do it.
But we've got a text right there from Kramer saying that KDOT's gonna pay for it. So if KDOT didn't, wouldn't it fall back on Kramer?
Well, I suppose we'd argue that it's a impossibility, an intervening condition, but I don't want to make that argument.
Yeah,
I
why should
want,
we?
I want,
Get our ducks in a row.
yeah, we got
As
12 ducks
As
to
long
get in a
as
row.
they're DC.
12 ducks.
There he is. Just seemed venomous.
Okay, well, it sounds like we need to look at this a little bit more and just tell the Kramers that, you know, I think number one is, let's not overcommit Mike. I mean,
Right.
it's
I'll
probably
talk-
not a
I'll
bad
talk to
idea to
Mike.
have him just say,
Well, and I don't know if Mike was copied on that email or not.
I just really don't want to put that on him unless he,
Can handle it, has
Yeah.
time to do it, and whatever.
and has the
Yeah, I
inclination to
mean,
be.
Mike was copied on this
There-
email this morning, but he was reading meters today, so that's probably.
And if not, I mean, it's perfectly reasonable for us to get an independent inspector. And KDOT can show up.
Okay, so we'll readdress this on the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I love engineering contracts.
Okay.
I moved to go in executive session for non-elected personnel.
I don't think we need to do that one tonight, because I did talk to Jim and he's not gonna make it this evening, so we can just bump it to next meeting. We can skip that one, I think that's the one for him, right?
I didn't know.
Okay, well, the
It was-
attorney-client.
But-
Is that something for you?
You asked me to put it on.
Okay, I didn't. wanna
And you
make-
shared an email that I
Yeah,
forwarded.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
That's why I was trying to get a gauge of the time. Nothing else needs to be discussed besides the email and the rest related matters. I'd say 20 minutes would do it probably.
That's a long.
8:00, crying out loud.
Hey man, I'm happy when we're done early, for real. Do we need to go in executive for the applications also? I know that's a separate thing, but is
Well,
that?
but this is for attorney-client privilege.
Oh, no, I know. Do we also need
Oh.
another one for that?
You get employment applications. Yeah, I think you do, only because it'd be personnel.
There is
If you
sensitive
do-
information. in
Yeah,
there,
if you don't wanna,
Okay.
if you put it on the table, technically. you can
Partly
set up
for
that.
Audience's sake.
So
so
Brett, are
they
you
don't
moving
wait
to
for
go
stuff.
into executive session for attorney-client privilege?
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
I might have some input. I don't know why you guys were gonna throw me out of them.
Of what?
Who's
Input
gonna
on what?
They take it
Oh.
Because
You're an
it-
executive, aren't you? Aren't
Because
you
it
an
is.
executive?
Wouldn't be privileged.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a second yet.
I'll second. Oh, everybody beat me.
Who's second are you thinking?
Tim's. Timwood.
Okay.
Okay.
So motion by Brett to go into executive session for attorney-client privilege for 20 minutes, seconded by Tim. Any discussion? Those in favor?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, that passes for nothing.
Jerry, Brent has a thing to tell you before you go.
On that, please do me a make sure it's right. Non-permitted
Where's he live?
property owners' name.
Markham. It used to be McNellis, but now it's Markham. Okay.
Mark them good.
Yeah, everybody's gonna have to leave the room.
Yeah.
Pre-order
We,
Saturday.
we addressed the council.
No, not now. Not right now. We've got, our time's burning on executive session.
So you guys are gonna have to vacate the room for 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go into executive session again, right behind it for employment applications.
Okay.
Addressing the council, actually just for future reference, should occur earlier in the evening when we have
We just got back to town,
I'm sorry,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
So usually within 10 minutes of 7 o'clock when we get started, we go to public concerns. Okay. All right. Thanks, Dwayne.